Welcome to Successful Trading for this market recap for March the 30th, 2020. Oh geez, how does the time fly? Today's video could have for summary, is it time to buy stocks or is it too late to buy cheap stocks? I mean, whatever you want, that's the question that's going on right now in this market, because everybody's seeing it since last week. It's a matter of, oh yeah, the market is rallying, but there is that but. So let's not guess. Let's go ahead without any further ado and let's get started. Okay, very good. So here's SPY on TradingView, as we usually see. This setup here, it's an inside bar. Again, I'm introducing this concept to you if you don't know chart patterns or candlestick patterns. As of now, don't worry about that. We will have time this year definitely to get into that. That inside bar is something that I specialize in. So here's an inside bar here, meaning that it means that the whole candle for this, it's included inside of the previous candle. That's what an inside bar. And when that things happen, usually that's an indication of an indecision. That's what your takeaway is today. That's an inside bar means an indecision compared to the previous day. The summary of the market, if you want to sum up the market, is a tug of war between the bulls who want the action, the price to go up, and the bears who wants the action, the price to come down. So when there is an indecision, meaning that nobody has won that tug of war, then you have a candle such as this one here. So here you could say that the bull on Friday won a little bit because it wasn't red, but definitely they were not able to sustain that price. The bear were pushed the price down. So similarly here, and you see that I have great study on this. Trust me, we will get into that. That happened a lot. That's a signal. Actually, you could just spend your whole entire trading life just trading inside bars, because you could be thinking, oh geez, I have to wait for them to come. Actually, they are all over the place. Again, that's something for the future. So for us, let's just go and study the action that we had today. SPY gapped up a little bit and they were bullish, but we did not close above the moving average, the exponential moving average 20, and the middle line here, that white line again, is the average, is the middle between the upper Bollinger and the lower Bollinger, as we have talked about before. But those who listen to the Sunday night video, I really apologize for the sequencing of it, because there were two videos, right, that I put together. That was my first take at that, and I guarantee I will improve. So my apologies. But if you're in the first part of the video where we were doing the weekly recap, I mentioned two stocks to you for this week. I mentioned NVDA, I believe, and NVDA, if you want, it's a ticker, and Microsoft. Well, how would you know? Those two stocks actually perform quite nicely. I want to go maybe here. Yeah, let me just go here. So here's the candle for Microsoft today. I will go back to Finwiz later on. Here's the candle. Microsoft gapped up, as the most of the market. I mean, they had that fake out on Friday. We know that by now. We know what the pattern has been, meaning that if you were to buy when they fake out to the sell-off in the last 15 minutes or 30 minutes, you will buy that. As we mentioned, we made a full daily market recap video on how we should be buying the weakness and selling the strength. Well, if you did that, or even if you missed that, you had an opportunity to enter this morning. I didn't quite enter on this lot, to be honest with you. So meaning that I missed actually some gain on Microsoft. But nonetheless, I'm playing the long-term game on here. So I entered somewhere where we got confirmation. I believe for me, I wanted it to be above 150, 155, 156 that it struggled with. Well, this level here, because it struggled with that previously, 156 something. So once it did that, I bought the option for that, and it went nicely and actually held well. There was some instance on here where I was second guessing myself, should I hold or whatever. It went well. Those options, let me go and share with you because we like to do that here by going side by side. Let's go to Microsoft. So on my E-Trade, I'm on the put side. So this is how you navigate on E-Trade if you are new to it. Let me know if you want to make another video of just navigation on E-Trade. Then this year, if you have E-Trade, this is where you go for platform tutorial videos. They are nice, guys. They are nice. But in any case, navigation is something that you just need to spend time. So here, one position that we had on just a contract. But let's look at the chart of it to show what we were talking about. So here it is. This morning, you could get in as low as 40 cents or $40, 40 cents per contract, $40 in all actuality. I didn't get that opportunity, so my entry was much later at $1.25 ish, I think. So is that's this one or much later actually. So in any case, so went as high as $2 something. So I mean, it's decent gain for Monday, you can say, but nothing really to write home about. But still, good gain. So and the way that's looking, excuse me, for tomorrow is actually spikes to 162 earlier. If we analyze the chart a little bit, because this is something that we really love doing. I mean, that's what trading is all about, right? Don't tell it to people as of now. Oh, no, I'm joking. You should be telling it to people if they're interested in buying stock. Don't give them advice. They need to do their own research and their own due diligence. But Microsoft, it's one of those stocks that has already crawled over the exponential moving average 20. And today, with today's close, it closed above the exponential moving average 50. That is bullish sign. And here we've talked about this crossover of the moving average convergent divergence, known as MACD, has taken place 4 days ago, right? We have been talking about that on a great deal of stock. So this is confirmation on here. So the only thing that we are worried about now really could be potentially some bad news, or if they make this top gap up, because notice here a pattern that I like to share with you. The alternance of red, green, red, green, red, green. So tomorrow, for me, I'm looking for it in this gap zone here. So meaning that I am ready to start selling the moment it hits 165 something. I will sell that contract, reset, rinse and repeat. Oh, by the way, rinse will just mean to reset. That's what I mean. So I had a question about that by one of the subscribers today. So that's what I mean. So when I say rinse and repeat, meaning you do something, you wait for the setup to happen again, and you repeat the same action. So that's where we will be looking for on here. So any gap up tomorrow, we will be very quick to take profits. Those could be nice, because if this price action that we are seeing after hours is to hold, this thing could potentially open close to 165, not bearing any unforeseen development with the futures. I know better than that to be talking anything about that. So quickly here, the other stock that we talked about yesterday was NVDA. I mean, that's one. The chart, it's mirror image. Again, in his case, NVIDIA has crossed actually both the moving average, exponential moving average, 20 yellow line and 50 green line since last week, people. Since last Tuesday, after this massive gap that it did last Tuesday. I was mad last Tuesday, I missed this gap. So I was determined that. So NVIDIA, I wanted to see either it would come to fill the gap. We talked about that. But as of now, it seems that the one it over, the one it higher. And NVIDIA, when NVIDIA starts rolling, I mean, if you look at this, guys, some of the stock, and NVIDIA is a good example of this, it's already trading above the value, let's say, February something. I mean, yeah, this one here, it's gigantic to the 52-week high, or the all-time high actually for NVIDIA. Has NVIDIA gone to 330? I think NVIDIA has gone to 330 before. Not quite. The highest NVIDIA has gone prior to this year was 292. So yeah, maybe again, I don't want to jinx it or anything, but we could be sitting here, guys, next week having a handful of stock that have fully recovered from this whole thing. Wouldn't that be amazing? And people are still saying, should we buy stocks now? Is it a good time to buy? Or some maybe other are feeling like, is it to the top? There's still plenty of cheap stock to buy out there, but the movement that we have been seeing off of this low, it's what's usually you have heard of the word V recovery. This is a bit of a U, but typically you will see a V recovery. A V just means that a sharp decline and then a sharp uptrend without any base. Here we had a nice base, so this is a normal pattern of stock that's recovering. SPY has known to have sharp V recoveries before. Here's one, for instance. Here's a V recovery, no bottom, so to speak of. Here's a V recovery. SPY has been known to do that. I've talked to you about that. That's why I put these. When I first did this video, I left these indicators on the meaning. I mean, this just means that something's flying, or I'm not sure. So this is a V-shaped recovery. SPY is known for that. Here, when it's all said and done, I'm not sure if we will be talking about a V-shaped recovery. I guess kind of, right? Because really we had one inside bar and then 2 days of any nothing, and then so if let's say Friday we are sitting and we are making a video here where we're talking about SPY at 290. Oh yes, let's definitely be talking about a V recovery, because and usually when it happens, just like last week, right? So last week we all just after Tuesday, oh yeah, the market's rallying, but should we buy stocks? Is it a good time to buy stock? Well, we're sitting here Friday, PAF 261, actually on the Thursday 261. So I'm not sure if this week's going to be the same, but if it is, please do not miss it. Here's one thing I'm going to leave you with for today's video as well. It's the end of the month, right? Tomorrow's the end of the month, so and also the end of the quarter. So what hedge funds they like to do? They like to buy stock that behave that had a good performance during the quarter. How do you know that? It's easy for you to do that. You will need your Finwiz Elite tool. So you go over there and you go to the screener, and here you can just look at the quarterly performance. You can find stocks on here that had a good quarter compared to other. Yeah, believe it or not, a great deal actually. If I filter by just this column, which is the case right now, let me unfilter filter the other direction. All of this stock, obviously the ETF, these are ETFs, so you're gonna see them meaning inverse of the markets, but some other stocks, really a decent stock had good quarter, right? So let's pick a stock here, Docu, for instance. Docu is one of those stocks that since people are working from home, the sharing of documents. I think the other one is definitely Zoom, right? Zoom video communication, as people are working remotely. So it had a good quarter overall, not bearing the recent sell-off. But so all of these would be candidates. JD had a good quarter. Yeah, JD was a stock that was going nowhere. But since this coronavirus started, actually, JD had showed great strength. Netflix, Netflix had a good quarter according to this. So what typically happened, I think they will do that today and they will do that tomorrow. Hedge fund, they will buy more of those to show the client that, hey, they had good performing stock on their portfolios or whatever. So be aware of that. And that's something that I typically look in the last couple of days in the month. There's just some, they could call it window dressing. If you've heard of that word, I may tell you some more details about it. But that, and with the combination of simply using this other technique. The other technique is what? The other technique, I'm not looking at price, I want to look at change. The other techniques, for instance, if the market is green and bullish, look at the stock that performed well today. For instance, I'm calling that the second day momentum, meaning that a stock such as, let's say, Microsoft, for instance, it performed well today. So what's going to happen since after hours is that a lot of people are going to be making reports, right? Business insiders, people like me, or just So there's going to be a lot of chatter about stock that perform well today. So a great deal of traders who didn't get the chance to trade it today because they were busy trading something else or because the stock was not in the watch list, they will come tomorrow first just by what I call FOMO, fear of missing out, or just purely because traders like things that are easy, or we think nothing is easy in the market, guys. So, and they will come, new people will come to trade this stock tomorrow, and that create opportunity. Not in the sense that, I'm not saying that in the sense that, hey, I'm thinking that second day momentum means that the stock will carry on with the same momentum as it did on this day. That could happen, but just the fact that there will be liquidity, and when there's real liquidity, that's an opportunity for traders, because remember, for us the goal is to make money. We do not care about the action going up or the action going down. I don't know about you, my emotional state is not defined by a green market. No, if anything, actually, recently in the red markets, I perform better. I'm not sure why or anything. I will give you further analysis on that. For me, my emotional state, I should not be emotional when trading, first of all, but it's, hey, am I making money or not? That's really it. Either I'm making money on puts or I'm making money on calls. I do not care. So hence, the second day momentum, typically, by definition of a momentum of something continuing in the same direction. But let's say if tomorrow Microsoft that we are looking at, or even more so NVIDIA, because NVIDIA is known for that. NVIDIA could quickly, just like it did last Tuesday, right? NVIDIA gapped up from 212 to 229. So NVIDIA gained 17 points last Tuesday, between Monday and the opening on Tuesday, and it carried on second day momentum. If you were to trade that to trade that second day momentum on Monday to Tuesday, you will have made huge money, and even third day momentum that exists as well. I've done some research on that. Those are the type of things that I'm gonna be sharing with you when really this whole thing is behind us and we start taking the time to delve into what technical analysis is, all sorts of analysis that will get you to make successful winning trades. I hope you have enjoyed this my daily market recap for March the 30th, 2020. Wish we could summarize that. Yeah, I'm not sure what's the other end of the title of this will be. Is it time to buy stocks? Really, really. What do you think? Let me know tomorrow. Bye-bye.